Okay, this program is called namedate. It's a console program. It takes existing file names and adds the current date to it, and it's got a lot of features. Here's a little bit of something I've already used. It's in a batch program /yxz, that's the year, month, day, and then you supply the path and the file name. So that's kind of how it looks in a batch program. Here's the console window again, and there you can, as you can see, there's a lot of different ways to add the date. Quite a lot of options. So you could put any type of combination, I imagine, is possible. So that's namedate. Okay, this next one is appenddate. This installs and it runs from your context menu. So in Explorer here, when you're checking out your files, you do a right click and it'll have appenddate. So this is called new empty text. Right click, appenddate, and it just tacks on the date there. Very handy. Very easy to use, as you can see. So that's appenddate. This next program is called mmove, and it just moves a file or folders to different folders. So you would name a folder or a file, and here's the command line right up here. I use it in a batch file, and I just put a folder, target or source, and then target, and it just copies it all over, or I should say move. So it's done automatically in a batch file, just for, so naming conflicts when I'm creating new files for music or OGG or radio programs need to be moved out of there so that it's not overwriting what you've created. So that's mmove. Okay, this program's called mzkill. You just put the name of your program you want to kill from memory, and it's, as you can see, it disappeared. It doesn't stay up very long, but it records or it kills the name process. So you'd have to go in and get the name, and let me bring up again. Here we go. Put the process name in, like calc.exe, and it'll kill it. So that's mzkill. It's good if like an MP3 program that's recording refuses to stop or locks up. That's mzkill. Okay, this next program is called ejectusb. It has a INI file for some settings, but basically you'd have a USB thumb drive, and you'd go in here, usually run a batch file from here. You can have it in a batch file that once you run USB or eject USB, it'll try to make sure all the programs are not running from the USB, and if they are, it'll try to kill it from memory. And then once it's clear and there's no other program has got its MITs in the USB thumb drive, then a little message on the system tray will show up, a nice little combo box, or a little box, a notification box, like the USB is unhooked or detached, or it safely can remove. It's a real nice looking pop-up box or bubble box, whatever you want to call it, and you just take the USB right out. So I use this every day, and it's great. That's ejectusb. This next program is called Reliable USB Format Utility, or Rufus up here. There's new versions coming out all the time, but it's a real nice tool. You've got a lot of capabilities here. I've used it a lot. It's a great thing to check out your USB, clear it, check to see if there's any errors. There'll be another program coming up that actually does a test, a read-write test. But this is a great program, Rufus, or Reliable USB Format Utility. This is an obscure program I found before I found the Rufus, or the Reliable USB Format Utility. I found this, and it's to test your thumb drive for any errors. You'd select the target, write, verify, and it will write as the size as big as your thumb drive. It'll write every, I don't know if it writes a character. I think you can specify how much to write, but it does a read test to see if there's any errors in your USB. I seldom use it. I've used it a couple times. I really like the Rufus better, the Reliable USB Format Utility, better than this, but it's kind of nice to try. So it's called H2TestW. This program is called Starter. I really rely on this program a lot. It does several things. It shows you what's in your memory. It shows what starts up for your computer, and it has a CPU usage here. It shows you a lot of things. If you have trouble with your flash, you can highlight it and terminate, so you can kill processes with this program. Services, you can stop them from running, activate them, run them manually, all kinds of things. I like the startup here. It has all the startup. You can uncheck mark so it doesn't start up this individual item. If I didn't want it to start up, I'd uncheck mark it, and it would keep all your old things that started up. It'd keep them in a list here in case you wanted to have it start back up again. So really handy, and it does from the registry, the run once, current user, all users. It'll show you how many are in each one of these that automatically come up. This utility is really nice because a lot of people don't take heed to what's running in on startup. Viruses can get in, or just pests of programs that just want to run and bog down your CPU. Excellent program. I've been using this for years. I forget how long this has been around. I think I found it probably 2002, 2001, somewhere around there, but it's been around for a long time. So that's a starter. Okay, this program is called processhacker. It shows you a list of all this running in RAM. I've got a lot of things running. It shows the CPU usage. It's a handy program. It can kick stuff out of memory right click, terminate. A lot of things you can do, the priority, all kinds of stuff. So if you have a virus, you can attempt to try to kick it out of memory with this. It's called processhacker. Okay, this program is called systemscheduler. Windows has its own scheduler, but I like this program. Let me see. The things that are scheduled are here. You can I think you can just double click here. Have the application you want to run, like a batch file, enter the parameters, working directory, and here's where this tab here, schedule, run. Here's the calendar. You can have it run every day. Choose the days you want it to run, time, select the specific hour, minute, whatever. Very handy and reliable. I use this every day to record the radio, talk radio, and it works like a charm. And if you want to see my mix to MP3, it's got encoders to actually record the talk radio to OGG audio files, and it's got all the batch files in there almost ready to go. So check into systemscheduler. I think you'll like it. Okay, this program's called autologon. It'll have your domain name, user, password, and you just click OK, and it will just auto log you on. Now there's another console program that I prefer over this one, and that's coming up right after this this video. So keep going, and because I prefer this next program. Okay, this next program is a auto log in program. This is an auto login password. I think there's one just to log in. I don't think I have this one, so just keep watching. I'm going to get the correct program up here. Okay, this is the correct program. It's called windowsautologinpassword, and we'll go down here. It'll give a couple examples. Okay, enable Windows auto login. So what you do is you put a number 1 and then your username and your password. So this right here from a batch file will log you in automatically. You don't have to type it in when you first turn on Windows. This will disable the program. So once you do this, use the number 1, put your name, password. Every time you turn on your computer, it'll automatically load up your user with your username and password, and it'll keep doing it until you run this command, Windows auto login password, and then put the 0, and then you'll have to log in manually each time. And if you just put an H at the end of the exe, it'll have a help file, or show you I think basically something like this up here. Here are the possibilities: 0, 1, or H, and then the username, password. I use this every day on a couple different computers to just log me in. So I just have to push the power on, walk away, and it'll boot up, and it'll be ready for me when I come back. So this to me is a must-have. I don't know if they have it for download anymore, so I think I've got a copy on my website just in case you can't find it, because it took me a long time to find the right program that I liked, and this is the only one I could find anywhere. So I hope you enjoy this program, windowsautologinpassword.exe. Okay, this program is called winroll. It's a fairly old program, 2004 I think, but once you run it, it'll be on the system tray, and you can get rid of the little icon so it doesn't show up on your system tray. It just works. So I've got Clover up here. You just go up to the title bar up here and do a right click, and as you see, it has rolled up everything into the title bar. So very handy if you want to look behind and you don't want to use a transparency, although I think, okay, there, I've used the transparency. It's the middle click, but this has a transparency too, the middle click, but right now you can't see my desktop because I've turned it off. So, but it does offer a transparency so you can look behind and that was the middle click. Right click, it rolls up. So very handy to have if you've got a lot of windows up like I've got right now, and you don't want to move these every which way to get out of the way to what you want to see. You can just right click and look. So that's winroll. Okay, this next one's called linkbar. It kind of looks like a throwback to the Vista bar. Basically, I think you can have it down at the bottom or have it kind of alongside your desktop. Of course, now I prefer fences, but this does kind of the same thing. It's kind of glitchy and old, but it might be an alternative for some of you out there. So it's called linkbar. Okay, I think I'll close out by talking about netpersec. It's a program I've used for a long time, since 2000 or before. I think I got it in the 90s from PC Magazine, when it was free and open and you could download any of their programs. Oh yeah, it says 2000 here. So it sits right on the system tray, as you can see here, and it'll show kind of the activity. What's the red is the download and the blue is the upload. So that's pretty handy when you're streaming and you don't know if it's just caching or if you've lost the signal. It's got a lot of it's got like just a bar graph, just shows you the instant activity or the history of the download. So that's what I prefer, is the histogram icon, and that's what you see down in the corner here. It'll give the probably about 25-second activity window. You can have it monitor all networks or just a certain network. Here's the sample rate. Here's kind of idea of kind of what the icon looks like, but it kind of has an auto adjust, current, average. So if you're streaming a lot, it'll just kind of auto adjust, so it's just not like full red or a full color. It'll adjust to what you're downloading and uploading. The basic thing for me is to find out what's if it's something stopping or caching. I can tell if it's caching and whatever. It sometimes is a little glitchy, but for the most part it runs flawlessly, and I think all my computers have it, and I don't think I'd want a computer not to have it if I'm on the internet. So that's netpersec. I don't think you can get it from PC Magazine anymore. You can get it on my site. I've got the the setup program, I think, and just the raw files. You really don't need to set it up. You just put it in a folder and run it. And of course, it'll start with Windows if you want. So I don't know any other place you can get it but here, and I think I've covered everything. So you got to get this program, netpersec.